Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Misha Charles. This edition's top stories. St. Lucia highlights the importance of immunization to development. The Ministry of Education discusses positive discipline within the school system. OECS member states continue to benefit from Canada's Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. All that plus the latest in youth development, sports, and the NTN Nouvelle Arcueil. The Department of Health and Wellness has joined global partners in the annual observance of Vaccination Week in the Americas. The public health campaign promotes equity and access to immunization. Immunization or vaccination remains one of the most efficient and cost-effective public health strategies used to reduce and prevent diseases. Vaccinations have been beneficial in eradicating diseases like smallpox, the elimination of measles in some parts of the region, as well as reducing morbidity and mortality rates among populations. In observing Vaccination Week of the Americas, the Department of Health and Wellness is joining the global community in promoting the use of vaccines to protect people of all ages against disease. Dr. Sharon Belmont-George, the Medical Officer of Health, says that since immunizations began in 1977, there have been great reductions of many diseases in St. Lucia.
We formed part of the PAHO revolving fund, so we procure our vaccines through the Pan American Health Organization. And we ensure that the vaccines that we bring in through this fund are very effective and they are also very safe to our population. We also monitor our children who receive those vaccines. So the Ministry of Health and Wellness, as we have had since 1977, we provide those vaccines at our 36 centers, that is 33 wellness centers, 2 community hospitals and polyclinics, to the population free of charge. We are committed to ensuring the availability of those vaccines to reduce the burden of vaccine-preventable diseases on the population.
This year, Vaccination Week of the Americas is being observed from April 20 to 27, 2019. The theme for this year's campaign is Protected Together, Vaccines Work. Assistant Principal Nursing Officer and Immunization Manager Julieta Cassius Frederick says St. Lucia continues to improve on the vaccines that it offers to the public.
We last year introduced the hepatitis B boost dose, so an infant who is born would receive the hepatitis B vaccine. This is an improvement that we have done in our schedule, again to be able to protect against transmission of the virus from the mother to the baby. And of this year, January, we introduced the human papillomavirus vaccine, which is the HPV, to all of our girls and our boys 11 to 12 years in grade 6, again to be able to prevent on the burden of cancers.
The department has noted the increased resistance of parents to immunize their children and will continue to make available the documented benefits of vaccinations.
With high immunization levels, use of the MMR, measles had gone to a very, very low level, and some parents have decided to stop. And we note that those outbreaks are happening in the areas with low immunization rates for MMR. We have high levels of hospitalization in children. Now, for us in St. Lucia, yes, we are a small country, but remember we're a tourist destination. So it only takes one tourist to come in, and that has happened in other Caribbean islands, travel with measles, and a child who's not immunized would then be at risk, and at risk of giving it to every other child who's not immunized. So I don't think anybody plans on having a child and keeping that child in a glass box. Your children go to school, they go to the supermarket, they go on the beach. Wherever they go, they can interact with somebody. We travel, persons come in. So we have to ensure that we do what is best in the best interest of the health of our children and not put them at risk.
Over the years, the department has done tremendous work with the primary schools to ensure that every child is fully vaccinated before school entry. This year, the focus will be at the community level, where daycares, preschools, parents, and community members can be educated on the importance of vaccinations in protecting the entire community. The Ministry of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development recently held a roundtable discussion to sensitize senior administrative staff and the Committee on Positive Discipline to the effective schools framework, juvenile justice reform, and existing laws and conventions pertaining to child safeguarding and protection. More from Anicia Antoine.
The Curriculum and Material Development Unit, CAMDU, within the Department of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, in collaboration with the Division of Human Services, hosted a discipline development seminar to sensitize the heads of the Department of Education as it relates to positive discipline. CAMDU has been implementing effective and child-friendly schools across the island throughout the years. Sophia Edwards-Gabriel is the acting education officer for CAMDU.
One of the key areas that we consider when we are looking at effective schools is implementing positive discipline and school-wide positive behavior interventions and support. We felt that it was necessary for the ministry staff to also be aware of what's happening in the schools, and so that we can have a better understanding and to provide that kind of support from the administrative level.
Edwards-Gabriel stated that this will be the 30th convention hosted by CAMDU with the aim of enhancing the education system in St. Lucia.
Many people misunderstand the concept of positive discipline, and many people believe that when we speak about positive discipline, we're talking about necessarily and only no corporal punishment. But positive discipline really focuses on how we teach children to behave in the ways that we want them to behave. If children do not understand, for example, language or how to speak, we teach them. If they do not understand any other subject area, we teach them. They go to school and we teach them all other areas. However, we never teach behavior. We just believe that children are supposed to behave in a particular way and they're supposed to know what is expected of them. So positive discipline takes a proactive approach to helping children behave in the way that we want them to behave. And to do so, we are supposed to first let them know what is expected of them.
Beverly Ann Poyot, Acting Director of the Division of Human Services, presented on the work being done with the Justice Juvenile Project.
We are currently in the second phase of this project, and right now we are looking at moving towards rehabilitation of our young offenders instead of the traditional punitive measures that we were using, such as incarceration. So when we talk about rehabilitation, what we're looking at are alternatives to sentencing. So we're looking at things like diversion. And when we speak of diversion, we're looking at diversion from the entire court system. So you will have a juvenile, you have a young person, for example, who is in conflict with the law. And instead of taking that juvenile before the court system, we implement measures whereby we can start working with them.
The acting director of the Division of Human Services stated that working with the communities and environments in which young people engage plays an important role in enhancing their abilities and mannerisms. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
Meantime, the Technical and Vocational Education and Training TVET unit of the Department of Education, Innovation and Gender Relations engaged industry players with the view of improving TVET offerings and youth development. Clovis Samuels is the Education Officer with responsibility for TVET.
The immersion of our teachers in industry so that they can develop that experience to allow them to prepare their students to fit seamlessly, if that is possible, into the world of work. We'll also be discussing apprenticeship, because apprenticeship is a part of the training system that we have, and we'll ultimately want to discuss the rationalization of TVET. Are the subjects we're currently doing, or the skill areas we're currently doing, appropriate for the needs of industry, and what is being done in the individual subjects actually mesh with the requirements of industry. So at the end of the day, we're expecting that we'll come up with a number of firm decisions and commitments, including meeting periodically to discuss these same issues, because they're current, they're topical, and they're always in place, so that we can actually have a system where the training needs of the industry is met by trainers.
In other developments, in the past 5 years, a total of 3,623 workers from 6 OECS member states have participated in Canada's Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program, the SAWP. This statistic points to the significant contribution made by the SAWP to the alleviation of unemployment in the OECS and was highlighted at a recent accreditation of Canada's High Commissioner, Her Excellency Marie Legault, to the OECS. To date, 37% of workers have come from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 33% from St. Lucia, 17% from Dominica, 10% from Grenada, 3% from St. Kitts and Nevis, and less than 1% from Montserrat. Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didicus Jules, informed that a meeting of OECS labor ministers will be convened to discuss expanding employment opportunities for more workers across the member states. Dr. Jules also expressed deep appreciation to Canada for its scholarship programs and placement of Canadian development volunteers throughout the islands. And this is the NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is up next.
If you have to do your own spray mix for Black Sigatoka treatment, always follow the recommended safety procedures. Always wear protective gear when handling or being exposed to the fungicide or other pesticides. Use only the fungicides recommended by the Black Sigatoka Management Unit when the treatment is due. The required quantity of the particular fungicide recommended must be mixed with spray oil and applied at a rate of 1.5 to 2 gallons per acre. Fungicides which are not recommended or applied at the wrong time, or even when the spray treatment is not done effectively, can cause the fungus to become resistant to the chemical and therefore may no longer control the disease. Oil fungicide mix which has been stored for too long should not be used to treat Black Sigatoka disease. If carried out, such treatments may not be effective and can lead to poor control of the disease. Remember, before each chemical treatment for Black Sigatoka disease on your farm, first, the oil fungicide mix must be re-agitated immediately before application.
For more information on how to treat and control Black Sigatoka on your farm or in your backyard garden, contact the Black Sigatoka Management Unit at 451-5491, 451-5894, or email bpmu@candw.lc. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the International Cooperation and Development Fund of the Republic of China on Taiwan.
Welcome back. We join Ryan O'Brien for the latest happenings in youth development and sports.
Hi, I'm Ryan O'Brien with your weekend edition looking at developments in youth and sports. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chastanet has announced there will be a new Youth and Sports Authority to assist in the development of youth and sports. Prime Minister Chastanet made the announcement during his delivery while tabling the Appropriations Bill 2019-2020.
Our emphasis on sports serves as dual purpose, Mr. Speaker. From a social perspective, it gets youth engaged in healthy activity and off the streets after school while building community spirit. From a development standpoint, it provides them with training that could lead to university scholarships abroad and careers as professional athletes. It'll be money well spent providing significant social dividends. The government's plans to merge the National Lottery into the Gaming Authority to handle the regulatory aspects of the lottery also fits into this vision. What this means is we will now establish a new Youth and Sports Authority with the expertise to be able to invest in sports and cultural development. It will be specifically staffed for this purpose and be able to fund major sporting activities in St. Lucia. With this investment by the government, I'm making a formal plea for St. Lucians to engage in the spirit of volunteerism. And I'm calling on all volunteer coaches and trainers to give their time and knowledge to maximize both the investment and the talent of our young people.
The Prime Minister noted that these initiatives, including the School of Excellence, will bring greater prospects for sportsmen and women in St. Lucia. Director of Youth Mary Wilfred has asserted that St. Lucian youth in the diaspora will also be considered for national recognition during the annual Youth Awards. Ms. Wilfred gave the assurance while addressing the media ahead of the awards to be held Saturday evening.
We recognize young people in the diaspora. There are young people, who are St. Lucians in the US, in the UK, in the Caribbean, and we would want to celebrate their work as well. And we've discussed, how do we reach out to these young people so that they too can be part of that recognition that we give every year. So certainly having something like that would, our nets would be cast even wider, so it's even more inclusive.
The youth director also looked at some aspects of the judging criteria.
We always look for a young person who would demonstrate ethical behavior, so we don't award an individual who probably is tarnished, in any way that can give us, negative reviews. I'm not saying that it's a perfect system, but we try as much as possible to vet. So we present an outstanding young person in performing arts we know is above board.
Saturday's Youth Awards is scheduled to be held at the Financial Administrative Center, commencing at 7 p.m. Director and co-founder of the Caribbean Sport and Development Agency, Mark Mungle, is suggesting that sports and physical activity lends a strong context to the concept of team engagements. Mr. Mungle spoke recently at the second Physical Education and Sports Conference in St. Lucia.
So when we put them in small groups and we create competitive situations, and I'm talking about 11 versus 11 football or cricket or 5 versus full court netball or anything. I'm talking about competitive situations. That's sport. That's the value that sport brings to us in the phys ed curriculum that we are afraid of, because that's sport. Can't use competition in physical education. I'm not talking about full-on competition per se. Not that that is bad either. I'm talking about using that authentic sport environment that brings to us elements of competition.
The guest speaker told participants that teaching of physical education can be done directly or indirectly.
So think, for example, that we're doing same thing, throwing and catching, but now we're doing the underarm toss to targets. And we're doing it over a rope or a net. And we have teams, so 4 children, maybe 5 in a team, standing up in lines, one behind the other. And they're tossing over this net or whatever it is to try to get that ball. So this is tossing for accuracy. And we're teaching them, because this is not just an activity, this is a learning experience. And we're teaching them, whether directly or indirectly, to think about everything that is correct about that technique, from that recoil to point of release, follow through, exact, all of those things, that shifting of weight and all of that. We're teaching them that so that they improve the accuracy of their toss.
Mr. Mungle said the experience of teamwork, focused targets, and goal setting provides a competitive environment for the ultimate improvement of outcomes. And that's your weekend update on happenings in youth development and sports. I'm Ryan O'Brien.
Thanks, Ryan. In observation of World Press Freedom Day and Reading Month, the National Association of Librarians and Information Professionals and the Public Library will be hosting a writing and publishing workshop on Friday, May 3rd, 2019 from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This workshop encapsulates the basic fundamentals of writing and publishing and will be facilitated by locally renowned writers, journalists, authors, poets, and publishers. Topics include, but are not limited to, general principles of writing, the art of journalism, the basic principles of publishing, to name a few. The group earmarked to participate in this activity include writers of short stories, students of English language, English literature, and communication studies, budding novelists, poets, playwrights, persons pursuing careers in journalism, writing, publishing, both seasoned and novices. The Central Library can be contacted for more information. And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
Everyone is at risk for getting a foodborne illness. While most foodborne illness cases are mild and go unreported, Long-term health complications and even death can occur from a foodborne illness. Foodborne illnesses are caused by contamination of food at any stage of preparation. If you are a food handler involved in home-based food production, meat, fish, chicken, or a bake shop, as a food vendor, how you prepare food can put your customers at risk. Do you know the risks and how to avoid them? The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards can help you.
For more information, contact the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards at 456-0546 or email slbs@candw.lc or visit the website at www.slbs.org.lc. St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, making quality and standards our way of life.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Créole.
Monsieur Tanisha, Monsieur Madame Département, qui est responsabilité pour la formation en gouvernement St. Lucie, GIS, à sur la télévision nationale PIA NTN, qui a posé Nouvelle en Créole, posé Primus Hutchinson. Travaille à la deuxième phase projet de réhabilitation d'Amdlo John Compton en tête chemin Millet pour commencer en mois de juin l'année ici. Ça veut dire il faut nettoyer et aussi transporter toute boussaille sortir dedans pour jeter. C'est représentatif compagnie de l'eau Wasco qui fait annoncement. Les officiers Wasco ensemble et puis compagnie qui a conduit travail ça là, ça c'est 26 Construction Maritime, te joignent et puis les résidents sortis Jackmel, Vanna et tête chemin Millet et l'autre commune Oliwon pour te faire au courant. Et puis développement ça là, ça c'était dimanche le 14 avril 2019. Consultation ça là, c'est nécessaire pour préparer les résidents pour ces gros équipements qui bien lourds qui caïni pour passer en ces communes ça là sous ces chimères en préparation pour conduire travail à sous dame de l'eau. J'ai ouais pour projet ça là, 26 Construction, David Ferraro annoncé qui dredge là qui yoni brisé pour aider toutes ces sables là et l'autre boussaille à dame de l'eau ça là, j'ai en route pour cette ici, Hodi Wop et que yoka aspect pour arriver à la Wat Castry pour le 30 avril l'année ici. Yoka servi un total de 14 trailer trucks pour plus que 5 jours pour transporter ces équipements à la sortie à ce dock là pour dame de l'eau John Compton côté yoka commencé à assembler ces équipements. Yon l'autre compagnie locale qui est responsable pour préparer place là pour déposer toutes ces boussailles là qui a sorti à dame là. Compagnie ça là c'est Mega Contracting Incorporated. Première phase de travail à ce dame là a commencé en mois de mai l'année passée, mais go la pluie diwa premier quartier l'année a affecté travail ça là en pile. Parce qu'on a fait un appel pour coopération les résidents avec l'autre monde qui a servi chez moi en route ça là pour toujours faire assurer qu'on suivre plan de ménagement trafic pour soulager la situation et réduire à ce pièce de tracassement. Consultation pour une meilleure vision pour Ville-Castry pour l'année 2003 Jabout. Initiative ça là qui commençait en l'année 2008 était faite en collaboration avec le Bureau national Nations Unies pour service des projets et puis support bureau les maires Castry en bas conduite gouvernement cette ici un programme pour planer développement ville Castry. Présentation pour grand vision ça a été faite jeudi passé. Côté Premier ministre honorable Alan Chasley, qui vous suivez hod représentatif bureau pour service projet hod Nations Unies. Il y en a c'est plus critique en vision ça là, c'est projet chemin vision qui a proposé grand chemin neuf de Ville Castry et aussi en Ville Castry même et qui ont l'autre grand chemin sorti façade sud pour nord sans passer en Ville Castry même. Là aussi ni plan pour qui proposé pour établir un système côté peuple là qui ça garer l'auto en au choc et aussi en cul-de-sac avec bâti spécial transportation pour Ville Castry. Mais avant vision nouveau ça là commencer au pouet l'année brisée implémentation un guide qui les autorités ni pour adopter qu'a servi façon de conduite ni en ville là même avec au pays généralement pour planer et réformer opération ça là. Comme cabinet gouvernement approuvé vision nouveau ça là et qu'a été appelé guide là pour Ville Castry pour l'année 2003. En continuation rapport à cette présentation budget Premier ministre honorable Alan Chasley, il place l'attention à cette initiative pour augmenter et improuver à ces diverses constructions en pays pour faciliter une meilleure opération. Selon le Premier ministre Chasne, le plan c'est pour renforcer ces divers établissements pays pour supporter l'activité économique touristique, agricole et de façon qui nous a acheté et vendre. Le Premier ministre Chasne détaillé 6 façons de nécessité pour conduire le programme ça. Yon c'est réhabilitation grand chemin millénium là et grand chemin castri pour souffrir pour rebâtir petit chemin et l'autre chemin en même degré en cette ci pour développer une facilité pour chaîne container et l'autre gros marchandises qui ka entrer et qui ni pour voyager l'autre pays pour augmenter grande facilité pour bateau touristes à la Wad Castri pour développer une la Wad touristique en ville Vieux-Fort. Développement neuf et agrandissement aéroport et international pour bailler service pour 1 million de passagers pour l'année 2022. Mais ça, c'est le Premier ministre là, ça c'est le Premier ministre Chasne, qui a trouvé attention durant l'année financière là, c'est grand chemin millénium là et chemin Castri pour souffrir, rebâtissement de chemin et agrandissement aéroport international pour bailler service pour 1 million de passagers pour l'année 2022. Et c'est comme ça nous avons une nouvelle nous pour aujourd'hui. Je vous remercie autant pour garder une invitation. Pour je ne puis moi encore, si Dieu conserve la vie, nous allons passer à l'autre nouvelle à créole. Je vous souhaite une bonne fin de semaine et capacité à présent pour Nisha.
Merci Pil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
The skies are partly cloudy, occasionally becoming cloudy with a few scattered showers over the Windward Islands. Over the leewards, fair to partly cloudy with isolated showers. A mid-upper level trough system over the eastern Caribbean will continue to cause occasional cloudiness and some widely scattered showers over the central and southern portions of the Lesser Antilles during the next 24 hours. The tide for Castries Harbour was low at 4:03 p.m. and will be high again at 11 p.m. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was low at 5:30 p.m. and will be high again at 12:07 a.m. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet or 0.9 to 1.5 meters. The sun will rise Saturday at 5:44 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.